The new series on Netflix stars this young man who is going to be talking to us about it. It's Lost in Space, and he is the original Renfield from back in the day, and he also did Styling with the Stars with my favorite girl in the world, Angela Cartwright. Here he is, the one, the only Tom McLaren. Is that huge or what? I mean, you got to send me $100 for that one at least. I know, Tom.
That's introduction, so I'm always very appreciative of that.
Tom, how are you? What's going on?
I'm great.
How's things out there on the left coast today? Here, the weather, we were supposed to get snow, and we didn't, so I don't care. You know, I hate snow.
You handle that on the East Coast. I mean, I'm from the Midwest, so I remember what it's like, but let me tell you, Los Angeles is kind of nice. I think I'm staying here forever.
Oh, well, I hope to. You're getting work, so there you go. And how is our girlfriend Angela? I mean, we still love that book. I mean, that Styling the Stars. I mean, it is such a great book.
Angela's a dear friend. I've known her for about 20 years now, and my wife Mary and I are actually having dinner with Angela and her husband Steve next week. So we're going to have a little reunion. So
will you make sure you tell her I said hello, and I want her back on here because she hasn't talked to me in a while. So you put in a good word for me, will you? So, Tom, you're doing. Go ahead. You're doing the new Netflix Lost in Space, and James is watching this, right? You saw the first year, right, James?
I did. I watched the whole first season.
Oh, excellent. I'm
a big fan.
A very lucky, fortunate guy. I'm in one episode of season 2. It's episode 6, titled Severed.
Okay.
And I'm just the luckiest guy in the world that I get to be on a show like that. I've loved the Lost in Space franchise my entire life. So for me to get a chance to be in an episode of the new one, it's just amazing to me. I mean, it's a goosebump moment every time I think about it.
Now, who is your character, Tom?
I'm, as I said, I'm in episode 6. I play the XO, so I am Captain Kamal's executive officer on the Resolute. And the Resolute is kind of the main mothership. I don't want to give any spoilers, but the Robinsons do make it to the Resolute in season 2, and that's where all the Jupiter spaceships end up docking. So I'm out there on the bridge of the Resolute. I'll tell you that from a little boy's perspective, I grew up watching reruns of Lost in Space and Star Trek and Battlestar Galactica and 1999 and all those great shows. And what little boy didn't want to be on the bridge of a spaceship saying things like, "On your command"? So I'm the lucky guy who later in life, much later in life, I got to be on the bridge of the Resolute. So I'm pretty happy about that.
And it's sort of it's called the Resolute. What's at the mothership now? The Jupiter 2 is gone.
Yeah, well, it's I don't want to give spoilers, but the Jupiter 2 does dock into the Resolute. So you have to watch it. I highly recommend the show. I mean, it's not just because I'm in it, but for anyone who has not seen it yet, it's so great. I mean, what Netflix has done, and they've done this with Stranger Things as well, is they've come up with an intelligent sci-fi family drama that appeals to all ages. And there's so much talent in front of and behind the camera. The visual special effects are just dazzling. I mean, stunning. It's cinematic. It's kind of Star Wars quality.
Right. I saw the picture. The picture you sent me. It's very Star Trek-ish, or even Star Wars. But I wouldn't say Star Wars because I love the Millennium Falcon because it's a piece of junk. You know, it's like I always thought that was pretty cool. I don't know if you saw this commercial that Apple has out right now, and it has all the robots. Did you see that yet?
Oh, I heard about that. And did they include the original robot from the classic?
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah. They started with Robbie the robot. You even see number 5, from the other the thing with with the one with the wheels and everything that Steve Guttenberg was in. I can't remember. Number 5 is alive.
Not Wally, but I can't remember.
Wally, yeah, that's it. But it's so cool. At the very end, you see the B9. And the B9, I don't care. The bubble-headed booby is one of my favorite, my all-time. I love Dr. Smith. Don't tell me, you quack. It's like so funny. And I heard the new, talk about the new robot. He's like, James was telling me he's very evil, right? Or he's
at least he gets a little nuts.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. He's kind of one of those characters that you're not sure if it's a good guy or a bad guy. And what they've done with the new robot is so amazing. It's a non-dialogue character, but it's so strong and dramatic and emotional. And they've just created this character that's as important as any member of the family. And so it's completely different from the original classic show because the robot there, the B9, kind of became a comedy character.
Oh, he was the best.
Third seasons. I'm being kind. Yeah, it's kind of a campy character.
Yeah.
But no, here in the new Netflix version, it's the complete opposite. But there's an emotional connection that you feel with this robot, especially between the robot and Will, that packs such a punch. I mean, tear-jerking moments that are just stunning. I mean, that's one of the things that they did right on this new one is the scripts are brilliant, but you genuinely care about the characters and you love the actors.
And that's the way it was with the old series too. It was like you cared about them. You were worried that they were in trouble or whatever. And And it's like, why did I love that show so much? Because when I was a little kid, I certainly watched reruns of all the 1960s classic shows. And I loved Gilligan's Island and Idra and the Genie and all those shows, but somehow Lost in Space was different. It was special. It was magical. All the elements worked. I loved those characters. I loved those actors. Yeah.
I loved the music. I loved the special effects, even though it was, cheesy by today's standards.
Oh, God, yeah.
A limited budget and television.
And it's on tonight at 12 o'clock on Antenna TV. So there you go.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
And
still rerun to this very day.
Yeah, and it's so cool. James was saying, who did the voice? Danger, Will Robinson. That's the guy that did Tony the Tiger. I mean, that is like so cool.
Dick Tufeld was the voice, and Bob May was the guy inside the robot. So there's one of the things that people didn't know when they were little kids, but then later in life, like, oh yeah, they made a great contribution to the show as well.
Yeah. How's the book sales going for Styling the Stars? You still that is such a great book. We have an acting school that's right next to our store where my music shop, and I put a book in. I put your book in there so everybody could look at it, to see what real Hollywood is like. I mean, and that is like so cool, and you can still get it right on Amazon and everything. Tell us where we can get it.
Yes, it was published by Insight Editions, but it's still available in hardcover and softcover. And the full title is Styling the Stars, Lost Treasures from the 20th Century Fox Archive. And Angela and I did this book together, and it's really meant to be a love letter to 20th Century Fox and all the great classic movie stars that worked there and the hair, makeup, and wardrobe people who made them look so good.
Yeah.
So, if I can name drop a couple people, just so that for anybody who hasn't.
Go ahead. I love name droppers. I do it all the time.
All my parents' favorite actors ended up in this book, and it's filled with photos, behind-the-scenes photos, some continuity photos, mainly things that have never been published or seen before. But you've got Cary Grant and Errol Flynn, John Wayne, Bette Davis, Barbara Stanwyck, Marilyn Monroe, Maureen O'Hara did her introduction, Doris Day, Rock Hudson, Anne Margaret, Robert Redford.
Everybody.
I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I mean, they're all in there. And it's like my favorites, my parents' favorites. And I think everybody's got a favorite actor from that era, and they're probably in this book.
Unbelievable. And did you hear Disney drop Fox's name off 20th Century?
Yes, I was hoping we were going to bring that up, because let's just have a moment of silence for the great 20th Century Fox. I mean, it's a film studio that has impacted all of our lives, from Miracle on 34th Street, to Sound of Music, to Star Wars, to Alien and Avatar, and all these great films. And it's the film studio, as many people know, was absorbed by Disney.
Right.
And they just announced that it's going to, the film studio is now going to be called 20th Century Studios. They had dropped the word Fox, which is a tragedy.
It is.
In my eyes.
It is to me, too. That's real Hollywood. I don't give a crap. That's real Hollywood. I'm sorry.
It's Hollywood history, and what I don't want to have happen is, how we look back at old films and we see like RKO and we think, oh yeah, that's that great thing from the past.
Yeah.
I fear that that's what's going to happen to 20th Century Fox in a few years or a couple decades.
Really
We're
is
look
sad.
back and go, oh yeah, 20th Century Fox, it's that old studio. And you know what? Fox was huge. It was a player, and their contribution was just immense.
It's something, isn't it, Tom? Hey, let me ask you this. Television City Studios, I heard that was sold. Did they tear them down, or are they still there, or what's going on over there?
The CBS...
the old CBS, I heard it got sold, but, I mean, are they still doing shows there and stuff? I mean, that was the place everybody did. Carol, Red, everybody did their show there.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I remember correctly, it was sold. I think the one that's in Studio City, I believe, is still there. I know that's where they shot the original Gilligan's Island.
Yeah.
But it's getting hard to keep up with all these constant sales and acquisitions and mergers. And what I fear is that, television history and movie history is kind of getting lost a little bit. At CBS Studio Center in Studio City, I was lucky because I got to go there just before they paved over the lagoon which had been in Gilligan's Island. So I saw it just before they got rid of it. And he turned it into a parking lot, of course.
Of course. I mean, parking is important in Los Angeles. You know that.
Well,
but last week we had Dreama Denver on last week. We had Bob's widow on last week.
Really?
Yeah, she was great.
Wonderful.
She was a great guest. I mean, it was so cool because I, talked to her about Maynard G. Krebs. My favorite.
Of course, of course.
So, are you shooting Netflix? I mean, are you back on the set now, or I mean, are you doing new episodes?
No. Netflix has not yet announced whether they're going to do a season 3.
Okay.
I think it's really one of Netflix's most successful shows. I think it's right up there next to Stranger Things, but it is a very expensive show, so they haven't announced season 3 yet. But I think they're probably waiting. For the first few weeks. Season 2 debuted on Christmas Eve 2019, so it's only been out for about a month.
Okay.
So hopefully we're all keeping our fingers crossed that we'll get a season 3 out of it. But, yeah, I filmed my episode in December of 2018 in Vancouver, so I had to wait about a year, and that's because the post-production on this is so complicated.
Wow.
But it's visually just so stunning that it's worth the wait.
Well, we recommend it highly.
It's been a long time to make it look that good.
Are you going to be on the red carpet at the SAG Awards? Are you going to be over there?
Oh, that would be nice. I've done some at the parties at the Golden Globes and the Oscars. I've not been at the SAG Awards, but someday that would be nice.
That would be nice.
Fun.
I just did I was a background extra for Halle Berry's new movie, Bruised. We shot it here in Atlantic City, and Tom, it was very interesting. We were they're gonna like put how many people were in. She's a fighter, right? And we were the fight crowd, right? But we couldn't make any noise because they're going to put it in later. You know what I mean? And it was like, and all I said was, "I'm a mime crowd." It was very interesting.
Hollywood, right?
But thank God I stayed in the union because now a lot of pictures are coming here to Atlantic City, so it's a good thing.
No, that's a great thing because the local production thing is a huge issue, and so production is not usually in Los Angeles anymore. I had to go to Vancouver to do Lost in Space, as I mentioned. So if you happen to live in an area where local production is coming, then you've got a great shot.
Yeah. And I'm really glad I kept my card, so that's a good thing.
That's very smart.
I'm telling you. All right, Tom. Well, you keep me informed of what's coming up and everything, and you tell Miss Cartwright that you and her have to be on the show to plug the book again, and we'll do it. We will.
Oh, that would be wonderful. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. I can't thank you enough. You're a great guy.
Thank you, Tom. And, we wish you nothing but luck, and we'll watch for you in the commercials. Because I looked and I said, there's Tom.
I pop up here and there. I keep busy.
That's a good thing. All right, sir. You stay well, and we're leaving you with the original Lost in Space theme. Thanks, Tom
Oh, I love
McLaren.
that.
Watch Netflix, and you'll see Tom McLaren right here on the Jim Craine Show. Thanks, Tom.
Thanks so much.